I am Henry Faulkner. I am delighted to welcome our guest here today and introduce myself. I invited this person to come and meet me for lunch, and that is how I met Michael and found out about the work that he's doing in the Relationship Foundation, and not only teaching people how to have better and healthier relationships, but taking those skills and bringing them into our schools and teaching students at a time when they're really impressionable how to do this. And that's something that I wanted to amplify here at Talks at Google.
I'm the assistant principal, site supervisor at the Du Bois Alternate Learning Center. I think that the students were very engaged. I was really surprised to see some of them speak out, because normally some of them don't talk. They just sit there and they listen and they nod, or they put their heads down. But everyone today had their heads up, they were engaged. I think that the presenters, you and the two others that presented today, were just dynamic, absolutely phenomenal. You really engaged the kids, and I think they really enjoyed it.
I think it definitely impacts them, mainly because it gives them exposure to how to deal with different relationships other than the relationships that they've been having that may have been negative. So I think that it definitely would be a positive impact in the relationships that they currently have here and then moving forward. I think it tapped into another side of our students, something that they weren't familiar with, because now they were able to express themselves in different ways. And I think that introduction into them participating in ACES definitely improved the way they interact with the staff here.
Hello, my name is Jill Sieve. I am a teacher at the Alternate Learning Center at St. Mark's. I felt that the relationships class was very important to students. They learned how to respect each other's feelings. They learned how to listen to each other. Maybe when another student was talking, they learned to say, "I hear you," instead of giving some kind of passive-aggressive response. I also noticed in my own personal life, I tend to listen to my husband more, and I tend to use different vocabulary words that I learned through Michael and Erin. I highly recommend this program. I feel that the kids were very responsive toward it, and I feel that as the days go on, they're asking for Michael and Erin when they're coming back.
Jacqueline Hirsch. I'm a science and social studies teacher at St. Mark's Alternate Learning Center. I love when Relationships 101 comes. They're very good with the kids, and the kids really respond to them. You learn a lot about everything that relates to them in their daily lives. They talk about social media, bullying, just everything that relates to them, which is nice because they don't always like just the regular subjects that they have to take every day. This kind of takes them into a different world, and they really love it. And Michael and Erin are great. They always they actually give us a lot to think about as teachers, because I tend to empathy block, and now I'm listening to them and trying to think about needs and feelings, and it's great. The program is just great.
My name is D'Angeli Lantigua, and I'm a teacher. Instead of asking them what's wrong with you, you get a little empathetic in a way and ask them, okay, like, what's happening? Like, are you okay? This automatically changes the way the student perceives the conversation, and it just opens up a new door for a relationship. I think the needs and feelings list is definitely a good way to discuss how people are feeling, students, staff, and teachers. Being able to, I think, implement this in the classroom and show it and share with our students will definitely, I think, create a camaraderie within our community of the classroom.
What I gained from this experience is that there's always a different way to approach somebody without letting their feelings being hurt. That there's always going to be a different way that you can make somebody feel wanted and needed, and also get your point across. Also realize that anger isn't supposed to be a part of manhood, and it shouldn't be controlling the way how you act and how you speak to other people, and that females should always be respected no matter how you look at them or how you perceive them to be.
So we spend at least 12 years in school preparing for a career. How much time do we spend preparing for a relationship? Any relationship. If you want to get good at a sport, what do you do? You want to get good at music, what do you do? You want to get good at a language. You want to get good at a relationship. Silence. Oh, right. Who ever heard of practicing a relationship? Now, I teach a program called Healthy Relationships 101 in high schools and in colleges in the New York area. Most importantly, which I'll talk about today to some extent, is effective communication. The word effective. How can we have more effective communication to achieve the results we want in how we relate to other people?
Guidance counselor at the High School for Global Citizenship. As a guidance counselor, one of the things that I always say is until the trauma piece and healthy relationships can be built between all staff members and students, it's very hard for students to have high expectations of grades, as well as graduation rates and things like that before the students' needs and feelings are met. How can we expect them to do so well academically when we don't address the socio-emotional component of the students themselves?
Hi, my name is Laith. I'm a middle school dean. I've been with the Department of Ed for 14 years, and the school I work at is in the northern section of the Bronx. The Relationships 101 workshop I attended today was excellent. It not only provided me with information I could take back to my school and turnkey to my staff, it also provided me with tools and opportunities I can use with my kids in order to assist them in de-escalating issues that arise at school every day.
I saw in one of the pamphlets that you would come to our school, and I'm thinking I have one group of kids that are just so tough, and we have them all in the same class, and I think it'd be a fantastic thing to bring you guys in.
I always think of elementary school children as being too young, not considering, hey, they have needs and they have unmet needs, and this workshop has kind of given me a new perspective.
Hi, I'm Becky Kuhn. I'm a teacher in the New York City school system. Our country is overwhelmed by an epidemic of schools struggling to address bullying, suicide, sexual harassment, and students acting out because there is a lack of basic relationship skills.
I'm Jaslyn Oberoi, and I'm a senior in college. In elementary and middle school, I was bullied and put down on a daily basis. There were times when I felt so bad I ate my lunch in the bathroom.
If we can teach teenagers how to reconnect with the most important people in their lives, to be able to express their fear and excitement and hopes, then they will have this huge head start.
My name is Derek Edwards. I'm a teacher in New York City schools. I'm an instructor with the Relationship Foundation, and I have a son in high school right here in New York City. The program has a positive impact in every subject in the classroom and also in their personal lives. This is with teachers, this is with family, friends, peers, every single aspect of their life.
I often felt very alone. My friends and family weren't aware of my hardships because I wasn't able to tell them what was going on. If I had this course when I was younger, I would have been able to get through the hard times more easily.
The workshop was enlightening. I felt that it helped me understand more about the feelings and the needs, not only of myself, but of the other person. I think I'm definitely going to incorporate this at home. And also it made me aware of not being judgmental. But I felt that in the past I would blame my daughter for not doing what she was supposed to do, but now I have to put myself in her shoes, and she too can put herself in my shoes. And when it comes to becoming empathic, through empathy.
Going back to the specific of the needs and the feelings, that's totally a great thing to work on. Better communication between the both of us, not only at home, but in her school community. Better communication is really the key.
My name is Gilberto Ildefonso, and I have a daughter who attends Northside Charter here. And Mr. Jazz and his crew were fantastic. And it really taught me a lot about empathy and listening, and also relationship, how to be more sympathetic to other people's needs, and a lot of patience. And now I apply it not just to my daughter, but to any relationship. And that's basically it. Yes, empathy and patience. And key word is I hear you.
Empathy, what it is and what it isn't. First, what it isn't. Your friend says, I had a bad night. I could hardly sleep at all. Here's what we call empathy blocking. Let me tell you how bad my night was. I only slept 4 hours. One-upping. Maybe you should take a sleeping pill. Unrequested advice. Fixing. You know, there's a good book on diet and sleep. Educating. You say this every day. Analyzing. Well, that was last night. It's over. Consoling. At least you got some sleep. Discounting. Did I tell you I'm going on vacation next week? Changing the subject. Here is empathic listening. Your friend says, I had a bad night. I could hardly sleep at all. You simply say, I hear you. Then a moment of silence. That moment of silence is like taking a breath. Dare I say, a breath of fresh air. I hear you says, I'm present and receiving you. You can also simply say, wow, sounds like a tough one. I hear you, wow, yikes. All acknowledge that you are present. Empathy is being interested rather than interesting.